I've spoken to the chairwoman about the possibility of my being able to buy one of those Corvettes that are electric vehicles that, when they come out. I'm not going to be able to do it because I can't drive a vehicle while I'm president, any more than I could when I was vice president. One of the things that excites me so much about dealing with the CHIPS Act, and look, we've been partners for a while in all these efforts, and there's no reason why that should slow up now. And I also want to thank AB.
This bill will not, let me repeat this bill will not raise taxes on anybody making less than $400,000 a year. When it comes to the benefits of this bill, you don't have to take my word for it. Nearly 130 economists, 7 Nobel laureates in economics, I should say.
Governor Abbott of Texas said today he started sending busloads of migrants to New York.
So, it's the latest stunt from the governor, another stunt of busing, and he's using them as a political, as a political ploy. I mean, this is what he's been doing, and it's shameful. It's costing the state of Texas $1.5 million. That's what this game that he's doing, that he's playing, is costing Texans $1.5 million.
This is a real crisis, and I don't know why people are trying to downplay this crisis of almost 100 new arrivals a day.
They're up in arms about a few thousand people coming into their communities over the past few months. Listen, in any one sector in the state of Texas, we have more than 5,000 people come across that sector every single day.
Why is the president bragging today about gas prices?
Because it's gone down.
It's still $1.72 higher than when he took office.
It has come down in a way that we haven't seen its trajectory coming down in over a decade.
Still
and
over
it is
$4 a gallon,
okay.
though. Is that good?
You want to talk to a nurse or a teacher or a firefighter if having that little bit of breathing room doesn't matter to them?
Are nurses and teachers and firefighters saying gas prices are only $4.11?
I'm saying
this is great.
I'm saying that.
So the president talked about creating 613,000 manufacturing jobs since February of 2020, but only 41,000 of those have actually been created. The rest have been added back. So is that misleading the American public?
No, we don't think so. I mean, I just talked about this. If you think about, when we talk about U.S. manufacturing is back, it's still the fastest recovery.
It's not creating those jobs. It's adding back the vast majority and creating 41,000.
But we're talking about recovery, right? The fastest recovery. Russia is wrongfully detaining Brittany. The U.S. government continues to work aggressively, pursuing every avenue to bring home Brittany.
Why do you think people are continuing to drop out of the labor market?
Say that one more time. Can you say more?
The labor force participation rate is at its lowest level of the year now. Why do you think that is?
So participation actually ticked up. It declined
0.1 percentage points to 62.1%, the lowest level of the year.
So it actually ticked up for prime age workers when you look at 25 to 54, and for workers 65 and plus. The tick down this month was actually about teenagers.
After watching my predecessor every single year increase the debt, the federal deficit, every year for the 4 years he was in office, I said no more. The deficit is down a record of $1.7 trillion this year. That's right, $1.7 trillion with a T. And that's on top of $350 billion reduction in the deficit my first year in office.
When the Supreme Court made this extreme decision to take away a constitutional right, it was an unconstitutional action by them, a right that was around for almost 50 years.
Now that Taiwan is effectively encircled by the Chinese military doing these drills, does the president think that the trip was worth the trouble?
Look, I already said this, and I'll just repeat it to you. There's no reason for Beijing to turn this visit.
How come Republicans seem more jazzed about Speaker Pelosi's trip than the president?
You're going to have to ask Republicans. Jazz.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Do they have jazz hands, Peter?
Do I have jazz
Do they have jazz hands? You said jazz, that they were feeling jazz.
We can have our Hill team check. But Mitch McConnell said, I think it's important for the Speaker to go to Taiwan. Lindsey Graham said the idea of her going is a good thing. Chuck Grassley, I'm sure glad that she went. Is President Biden just worried about hurting Xi's feelings?
So you're saying because they said that, then we're not jazzed?
Yeah, absolutely.
We've been very clear. We've been very clear for
100,000 barrels a day. It's enough to basically cover, I think, 86 seconds of global oil demand in a day. And it's essentially a rounding error. Does Biden feel like he got what he wanted out of the visit to Saudi Arabia?
So, again, the way we look at this is that if it's gone now. All right, 120. There we go.
You just missed it.
Look, when it comes to gas prices and oil production and meeting supply, we're going to continue to work on that. But
we heard this president say over and over and over again. We heard every aide that was willing to speak in front of a microphone say, it's Putin's price hike, it's Putin's price hike, it's Putin's price hike. What about this idea that this was Putin's price hike? Many people say that's a fallacy because the war is still raging and prices are coming down.
Well, it's not a fallacy. If you look at the charts.
So why are prices coming down?
Look, I'll explain. Intervening
but they
in
were
the
going
energy
up
market
before that.
in Europe. No, they actually weren't.
Sure they were.
They were going up. They were going. No, that's just factually not true.